Greetings, salutations. I will not lie to you. Um, I definitely did not have FAMU losing the Southern on my bingo card in the SWAC tournament. It's actually went as far as telling one of my frat brothers, like, man, I ain't really worried about this game. It's the next one I'm worried about. Wahoops. I guess I should have been worried about that one. But overall, it was a good basketball season, right? It's a good time. It was an interesting ending, though. We'll talk about that. And while we don't have our dancing shoes on, baseball team look pretty solid though. You already know what's up. What it's about to be. It's about to be Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
All right, greetings, salutations. Another episode of Fangs Up here. Whew, interesting couple of days, right? Like, just as a FAMU basketball fan, you kind of had some of the folks, not me, over, rejoicing because, a certain team didn't make the tournament. You had others who, we kind of feeling ourselves a little bit. Y'all know how we are. We kind of, once we kind of get in there and think we're comfortable, then all of a sudden we start kind of overestimating a few things. So me personally, can't say I overestimated anything. Um, I was very surprised with some endings. Happy, especially the ladies basketball. Like I think that was a nice little play and a nice little twist at the end. But overall, it was a solid finish. It may not have been everything you wanted, but while we don't get to go dancing, we do get to have a little bit of fun, man. So we did get a football recruit out there, get that graphic going out there before the night is over. Brother's definitely been doing a little bit of hustling out here, but we're definitely gonna get that ready out there, have that out there for you all. So, but yeah, no dancing shoes tonight. What we do have though, Rattler Boosters, continue to support them. Also, if y'all hadn't seen, you didn't see the show last week, had to make sure I clean that up. Go check out the Rattlers in Arms, right? So Rattler Boosters, Rattlers in Arms, a couple groups, organizations. Also, feel free to check out my guy and myself, St. Clair Moraine. We do a little something, something on Fridays. So go check us out. I will actually be up there this Friday. So I may have to see if me and St. Clair can be in the same building at the same time. So, go check us out. It's a good time. St. Clair is great writer. Capital Outlook does a whole lot, man. So a whole lot is really going on there, man. I kind of want to double check and see, do I have it? I do. I'm gonna move that right up into uh the slide presentation here. Yeah, no, I use a little bit of slides, so like I can lie to you, I can just tell you the truth. Also, FAMU track. Don't forget, if you are so inclined, FAMU track has a little something going on, man. It really is what it is, man. So but good times, man. Um, Also, if you haven't seen already, I know BCSN, they got their show going on right now, so still watching Brian and Liv and them over there. Appreciate you coming to check in. But, FAMU track team, going to re-invite coach. We'll see about Sunday. We're probably going to just enjoy this spring break with the whole crew. What's up, little baby? Good to see you, man. So yeah, we got a little bowling tournament. I've never gone bowling with my line brothers. I think we'll take advantage of that. So spring break, we're gonna enjoy this week. Once this month ends, though, back to our regular scheduled program. So once we get into April, we'll get back to our 2 shows per week format. Just really needed some time to get some stuff going in March. And we'll try to see how that goes, man. Brother's quietly trying to go back to school. So, So we'll see how that affects the schedule. But I'm gonna try to keep it there and keep it involved, man. So look, if you haven't been paying attention to FAMU tennis, uh call some L's, man. Um, Kind of was tough right there, right? Losing to Troy, okay. UNF, their girls haven't lost this year. I'm not saying they haven't lost a set, but they haven't lost like matches. Like they haven't lost. They're 16-0 in the season. That's actually looking to be a really good team on paper. So not mad about that. Now, FAMU softball, friend of the show, Coach Beal. She applies some B2A. None of the teams are going to be home while I'm in Tallahassee. I'm very miffed about that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If I can, Friday night, don't get mad if you see me wearing garnet and gold. I might wear some Kappa stuff. I'll do that. Yeah, instead of wearing Seminole stuff. Friday night, I'm probably trying to catch the FSU baseball game. I haven't been to FSU event in years. And then none of the FAMU teams are in town. So Friday night, I think FSU's at NC State. Probably going to that. If FAMU has something, anything in Tallahassee this coming week, I'd be going to that. But they also, the Sandcats will be up there, I think Tuesday. Cookman is going to play FSU. So if you just starving for some support of an HBCU, that might actually be a good game. Like, if I didn't have previous obligations, I would come home a day early just to go to that. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, that's gonna be a real one. So just saying. Let's see. The ladies have 123 coming for their 123 points in the SWAC tournament, and the fellas have 140. Can we find 999 more? Hey, I'm just saying. And if you are so inclined, you can either give that there, or you can donate that to the Rattlers in Arms. So, feel free to join, become a member. You can become a member for as little as $50, or you can do the lifetime for $550. Mike's giving you a little charge right there. So you can either donate that straight to the program or give it to the Rattlers in Arms. Either one, I'm fairly indifferent, but I am one of the Rattlers in Arms. So I don't sit on no boards. I am just an affiliate. And when I say an affiliate, this ain't affiliated to do advertisements. I paid my $50. I'm a general member of the Rattlers in Arms. So but use some of that, if you got a 120 or 140 laying around, put 50 of that towards the Rattlers in Arms. Maybe put another 100 towards the Rattler boosters. So right there, that's 150 out of that 263. Boom, there you go. So you use that other 110 to get some nail you. How about that? What's up, Mary 305? So right there, we got Mike over there dropping the hammer for those so inclined. But highly, just for me. I ain't gonna say for me. Do it for the students. Rattlers in Arms. We had them last week. So I'm not selling our product. I don't support. I'm actually talking about something I'm a part of, right? So now baseball, right? FAMU baseball. And look, my internet on this side is acting weird. So if you notice me kind of be like, look to the left, trying to make sure the internet is still doing, but I got the background, so we good. But baseball, I was a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie. We lost to Southern yesterday. We beat them the day before. At the end of the day, we closed out by winning the series, which I'm really okay with that. Like, Southern is not a bad baseball team. Southern is one of the traditional powers in the SWAC. We do know that the Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball is going to run through the state of Florida. Like right now, Cookman has probably the best team in the SWAC. I paused because I just hated saying it. That wasn't a technical difficulty. That was just a hating to give them some credit. And that's just me being a hater. Like, and for those who know, I don't actually hate Cookman. They are actually my rivals. So, like, that's my rival school. So I definitely am like, bro, come on. But this week they applied B2A against Prairie View, which Prairie View, they're not great. They don't suck, but they're okay. So, you know, if you look at their social media, they like, yeah, they came in, you know, we did this. Prairie View's a good team, but they're not a great team. So, but they again, Florida State Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Cookman is coming to Tallahassee. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not a bad price ticket. It's I think $10 for adults, 7 for kids. Go to it. Go to it. If you've never been, not even for a BCU game. So this is a person I can speak with authority. I've been to multiple Florida State baseball games. I've been to multiple FAMU baseball games. At this point, I've been to multiple UCF and multiple Cookman games. It's a different atmosphere. That is one of the best baseball atmospheres you can get. I'm not trying to get you to just go there just to support that school across the tracks. I actually would love for you to go to support our Cookmanites, right? Because that's just showing HBCU love. But if you're in town, it's an experience. If you've never been to a Florida State baseball game, great experience. They have some really cool traditions. The old Canada tradition, some of the other things. It's a lot of fun. Good atmosphere, good vibe. The animals are the animals. Go. Perfect excuse. Like, you know, a lot of times we kind of come in here and we joke about stuff. Go for it. That's all I'm gonna give you. Go for it. Football recruiting, we did get an offer. Keith Richmond, he is a defensive end, 2027 recruit. We'll get the graphic up. I'll get the graphic up. So by the end of the night tonight, before we do everything, I will have a graphic up there. It will be on the 5th quarter page, Fangs Up page as well. And I'll try to work to get all these graphics up on the Instagram page. So there's going to be just one nice little, this is who FAMU offered in the past couple of weeks. So, but he looks kind of twitchy. Again, 2027 prospect. I like that we're getting that out there, you know, so getting some stuff out there. And Mike said, wait to see if we can get ambassador links set up for both initiatives. Hopefully we'll get some part of the prize giveaways in place for everyone who does it. You don't give me a minute, Mike. We're coming back. We'll come back to that. I will say, FAMU basketball, two different sides of the coin as far as how I feel about how the season ended, right? Like, I'll be honest with you. FAMU basketball coach Gordon applied enough pressure, especially at the end of the season, for me to make the conversation hard. Like, that's just me. And let me take my watch off. I can hear it. It picked up on the microphone, so ain't gonna lie. Amazon, like $20. It's like I got black, red, green, like black green watch. It's orange and green too. You ain't got these black watch, red watch. Amazon $20. I promise you. I don't spend $100 on the watches. It's like Smile or something like that, and they work fine. But I digress. Coach Bridget Gordon did enough, not enough. Enough's not a word. To make the conversation difficult. Like, SWAC tournament, you get ousted by Alabama A&M, who was the odds-on favorites to really win it, right? And it was close. You come in there, you built a culture. Like, you say what you want to about the coaching acclimates and whatever. She overcame some things, right? And within her 3 years, she's done enough at FAMU to make it an argument. Like, I'll listen to both sides of the argument. You know, for Keith, I'm indifferent with it. Like, it's not, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I know I loved Coach Pillow. That was my girl. I even love to just mess with her sometimes. But I see the program going in a better direction under Gordon than I did under Coach Pillow. And Pillow's my girl. But I also see the areas where people are like, yeah, nah, I can't do this no more. Like, so it's weird because I can see both sides of the fence. And I hate that. Like, I don't like being lukewarm on this. Like, and a part of me when it comes to FAMU women's basketball, I'm lukewarm. Like, do you want her back? I think it's good for continuity, but what does it do for roster construction? Like, how many of the players from last year are coming back? To me, that's a question. Like, I think I saw it that she had like 5 seniors and pretty much almost all your best players are seniors. You're not going to any postseason tournaments. You weren't in the top 10. Well, not top 10, top 5. Because I misspoke with not in the top 10. You were. Like, let's argue with data, right? Let's argue with data. So go to SWAC.org, see what we got here. So click on the sports tab and women's basketball. Look at those final standings there. I think FAMU finished in like the top 5 or 6. I like to be right. So that's why I'm kind of pausing here for a second and click on the links tab, standings, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like you an 8. So you were at the 8. 7-11 on the season. 8-22 according to the SWAC. Again, that's tough for me because it's not a winning program. It's not, but it's also not the same losers I've been getting, right? So you're at the end of your contract now. I think you applied enough pressure for a year. But if you're John Davis, and you decide, nah, I'm good, I don't begrudge you. My main issue with the offense is it's not involving her post more, especially when she was the tallest girl on the court. Yeah. But then I bounced with the question of post development, right? Because, man, I know a couple games she was in there. Did we develop her? And I mean, that's an easy question to ask for a person that's a novice, right? Like, the person that's a novice to basketball is always going to question, some of the things and aspects about the game that they may not fully understand as well, right? I think just kind of looking at this team, I do think this team does represent the coach a little bit, where you're going to have that. This team's going to be at its best when there's a good or a great guard to lead it, right? I don't care if that was the Grizzle. I don't care if it was it Purifoy, when the girl was last year. I think FAMU women's basketball under Bridget Gordon is always its best when your guard is your best player. I think having your center, I had to not find the word big girl. I don't think that was appropriate. I think having your center potentially be your best player was detrimental. Like, and that's my question. Honestly, little baby, a lot of the positions, I didn't see a lot of development. I did see where I feel like the players who bought in grew. Like, I don't know if Coach Gordon may be one of those coaches where she might get her best bang from her buck by getting JUCO players, because I think that part of her can coach. Like, I don't doubt she can coach. I think she knows what she's doing. I think she can develop. I think it's a little easier for her development wise. This is my little 2 cents, my opinion. Might be wrong, might be right. But I think it's better when she does have that guard that can kind of give her some snapshots of the player she was, and could kind of, hey, model this, model this. This is what I did, do that, versus I think when you have that post up player, I don't know how much of that is going to resonate, right, with the growth of this program. So I think you're at that spot as an athletic director. Do you give her another year, or do you just start over? Because we've seen with FAMU, and what's up, cuz? I think personally, and I can at least say since AD 19's been there, and we got AD 20 now. When you took the time to hire proven winners, burning it down wasn't a bad idea. And that's just, I look at even before AD 19, burning it down was not a bad thing for FAMU baseball. That was the best decision. We're going to pretty much start over. We're going to hire somebody as a proven winner. You're having success. Despite what happened yesterday, today you won. You won the series against Southern this weekend. You look at FAMU softball and, hey, kind of hit a rebuild, cool. Didn't really do Coach Patterson right. Then you come in and you're like, all right, we're going to bring in another quality coach. Then all of a sudden, you where you at? Like, what was it, 20-some runs against Valley? Granted, it's Valley. We get that. I understand it's Valley. Like, I'm not sitting up here dancing and doing the stanky leg because you put in 2 days darn near 40 runs against Mississippi Valley State University. I'm not doing that. But what I am saying, I do wonder, especially with this president and this athletic director, where they both are needing to do something to earn your trust, because I've heard a semblance of a plan. I haven't seen a plan. I'm being nice. I'm trying not to be that guy, but I need a plan. You know what the old folks say at church: make a plan, make it plain. I haven't seen that from athletics yet, and I'm being nice about it. I've definitely been the overly. I've definitely been glazing people overly supportive to try to make sure the narrative is that we do support you. But FAMU folks are fickle, and I'm a FAMU person. Like, I'm just saying, with the FAMU basketball program, if you want to start over, I don't get mad at you. And if you want to keep it going for another year, I'm also not mad. And the Mike's question: are you all interested in starting at zero with women's basketball after literally nobody has paid this much attention to them? I'm with you, Hollow. I'm cool with her getting another year. I'll be honest. I think if you blow it up, you go get that guy. What's that, Langston? That's what you do. Like, there's some other coaches that I ain't gonna say no names, because just because that ain't my story to break. Right? But I think we all know certain schools, and I ain't gonna say no names because I'm gonna let them tell theirs. But there's some folks with FAMU ties and Tallahassee ties that I also would greatly support. Like, when I'm seeing 24-6 at a Lincoln University, I think Langston, excuse me. I think you're doing yourself a disservice by not even making a call. I'll say that. Like, that's just me. And so, and I agree. I think giving Coach Gordon 1 year is really like another career insult. I don't devalue that, and I hate to blow it up. However, I think we get the same thing next year. I think we get something similar. I agree. I will say, if you're going to rip the Band-Aid off, rip it off. Don't slowly pull it off. Like, it's cannot be one of these situations where you wait till April or May. At that point, it's our team. Like, I don't subscribe to this notion of stringing a coach on. Like, I do appreciate what Cookman did with their basketball coach. It was over. He made a move. He'll live with it. Do I think it was the right move? Not necessarily. Like, I'm looking at what. Never mind. This is a FAMU podcast. I've given enough credit to Cookman for the day. If y'all want to go see that baseball game, go check it. Don't look. I ain't gonna hold you. I might find me a little fire to put on that and put it on the Wildcats. I'm just gonna put that out there. Ain't not a lot, but just a little something. And see, there we go. 5 years. I'm cool with that. And that's where I say, for me, if this is the move where you're moving away from a coach like Gordon, you got to bring a success. You can't bring me nobody that's a trial. You can't bring me not another person where you give me the same stuff they gave us about the president, talking about that's your friend. I don't care about nothing but the Tide, and I really don't care about them. And I don't care how close of a friend somebody is, unless their name is Jesus. And, you'll be a friend to Jesus, cool. I love the song too. But what we're not going to do is hire people because you're friends and hire unproven friends. Like, you hire people who are proven and people who have proven that they can win. Coach Gordon was she has a great track record as a player. Now she came to FAMU. She kind of got a few years to get her feet wet. She kind of figured it out a little bit. She's got an eye for talent. Can she keep the talent? And can she develop the talent? That are going to be the questions. And I said it wrong on purpose. Like, the question has to be, if you keep Coach Gordon, how much of your teams can you keep? And what kind of players you're recruiting? Because Lil Mama's great. Love having her there. 5'6". I'm 5'8". I can slap the backboard still. I ain't dunking nothing no more. There's not a lot you can do. So now, this is as a roster, it's a rebuild. Like, your starting five is a rebuild. So now, I think that's where the question comes in. And in the day of the transfer portal, it doesn't really matter. Like, but just saying. And for instance, one of her former players goes to a sister school in the same conference and balls out and gets a conference chip. Look, somebody we couldn't get on the court last year. I mean, I'm just saying, like, somebody I wanted to see, to the point where she was the unicorn. Like, every team has a unicorn, him who shall not be named. And we knew she could play. Like, Delancey, we knew that. We knew she was a baller. I'm saying, I'm with you when you're right. And so, A.D. Davis has a decision to make. Hopefully we get a decision by Friday. I know for me and my personal sakes, if you're going to move on by Friday. Like, let spring break happen, make a decision, and go. If you're going to keep it for another year, make a decision by the end of spring break so that she can do her thing too. Just saying, like, it's got to be something. It's like, she's only averaging 6 points a game. She just had her best game against us. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Now, I will say on the men's side, we was in frat meeting. Show watcher, he know who he is. He like, how you feel about this game? I'm like, bro, I ain't worried about this. What's the next game we're worried about? And he literally said, I don't like us playing the same team 3 times. I was like, yeah, but we didn't beat him a couple times. Yeah. And by the time I got to the car, good. I was like, God, yo. My homeboy texted me talking about we got a couple say, like, what y'all gonna do? I said, pray. Like, but coming as a 2 seed, I expected us to make it to that level of the tournament. I'll be honest. I expected us to go another game further. I'll be honest with that. I'll keep that a bean. I ain't gonna lie and say, oh, I expected us to be in the championship. You know, when Cookman lost, though, I was like, all right, we got a shot. We got a shot. But then to kind of lose that game there, I was like, a little deflating. But I also kind of come in, and now my question is, what about next season? So now I've already started, and I was already in that mode when it came to Charlie, where I was like, Coach Ward. So, like, I want to see it, man. And that's where I'm at. It's hard to be the team 3 times. And I want to see what it's going to look like. And honestly, when it comes to FAMU men's basketball, this is going to sound really weird. I'm so much less concerned with roster construction than I probably should be, just because of the transfer portal, but also because in the past 2 years, FAMU recruiting has gotten better. Like, basketball recruiting is a lot better than it was under a lot of the previous administrations. And if I'm going on a little, if I'm going too far, it's okay. I think Charlie Ward is recruited better than Patrick Curry. I said it. You can call me a homer. You can say what you want to about me. I feel like recruiting is better. I feel like, can I say this and not be mean? I feel like Charlie Ward is a better fit at FAMU than Crary was. And I loved Crary. Like, yeah, I don't think y'all understand how big of a Crary fan I was. Like, him coming into FAMU, I was kind of like, okay. And I had a bunch of backhanded comments, and it wasn't about him. Definitely, I was like, he's more qualified to be the athletic director than the athletic director. I'm going to stop. But he was. In a lot of areas, he's a lot more qualified to be an athletic director than some of these other athletic directors at some of these schools in general. And I'm going to leave it at that. But I think this is a program that the city can get behind a little more easily. I don't think Crary is a bad person, so I don't want anybody to be like, oh, you don't like, no. If Crary came back to FAMU tomorrow, I would still be a big fan. Now I would be wondering why Charlie left, but I would still be a huge Patrick Crary fan because I think he's a good coach. And I love his use of analytics. But what I will say is this: Charlie Ward is such a natural fit for Tallahassee. Like, that matters. And his ability to politic is underrated. Like, I don't think you had that. Politician is not the right word. I don't think Crary had the ability to be the liaison that Charlie Ward does, to be the delegate, to be the, I don't want to say something like a debutante because that's not proper. But to be that person that can be a representative of the university, there's a difference. And Charlie Ward has that je ne sais quoi to be able to deliver that, right? And where I think Query could have had it, I think if he felt more supported, you would have gotten a little more. But I think some of the youthful energy is some of the difference. Like there's something to be said. I'm early 40s and I'm still high energy. I still do high energy stuff. Versus I have, associates and friends who are closer to 50. They move a little slower, but they move with more purpose. Charlie Ward moves with purpose. Not saying Query didn't, but there's a difference. And was he? He might have been. Like, I'm just saying, he did keep a lot of guys that didn't play as much in 2024. Shocked the last coach didn't use that talent. I'm just saying. He told a lot was guy. He has. Like, and think about it in the time frame. Like, I will say this. Who were better basketball players? Query's guys. Like, last year's team were better basketball players. As far as, like, we're going to line it up and run it and hoop, I think last year's team was better. But I think style of play and being able to understand how to use your people, is going to sound crazy to say this? I think Charlie Ward did a better job. I think Charlie Ward did a better job playing the cards in his hand than Patrick Query did. Just as far as style of play, like, not really a great three-point shooting team this year. Not the worst last year, but last year, how many times did we come after post-game like, man, we just shot too many threes. Why are we shooting all these threes? And he tells us analytics, you respected it because he wasn't wrong. But then you also kind of just look at the flow of the game. You're like, I get what the numbers say, but what about feel of play? I look at Charlie Ward's team and I'm just like, you're doing this. You really ain't got too many shooters. Like, you got guys who can ball and they can hoop. But as far as sit up here and line it up and just knock down threes all day, this ain't that team. Like, this team has lulls where you just like, boy, I tell you what, if we could hit a shot, it'd be all right. And then they get these streaks where they just hot and they kind of start scoring. They always play really good defense. Like, they're under control, they're disciplined. It's a brand of basketball. Can I say I'd rather watch Ward ball versus Query ball? And I'm just, again, this is a person who's an outspoken Query fan who, like, was lamenting when he left. Like, I just, like I said, last year's playing like a bunch of renegades. They also played like their coach. We're here just so we don't get fined. I don't know if they were a bunch of renegades. I don't think they played to their talents. Like, I think Shaq's son, I think O'Neal, I shouldn't say Shaq's son. That boy got a name. I think O'Neal would have been better in this system where it allowed him to use those physical traits. It allows to use the fact that he's kind of, he's got jumping ability. He's an athlete. He's a better athlete than he is a shooter, right? But man, that kid can hoop. Like, can he shoot all day long? Not really. But can he give you some really tough? Can you lean on him? Like, could that kid give you 20 and 10? Yeah, he could. Like, I'm just saying, like, when I look at this year's team, yeah, I look at like 3 or 4 of them guys. I'm like, y'all solid. Y'all ain't great. But man, Coach Ward not getting the butter for the duck. Like, I mean, dang, he getting all the foie gras. Like, I'm just saying. I said every now and then we got hot with threes, but Coach Ward was like, we're not going to wait and see if it happens. Let's get the layup. That's where I'm at. And you know what's said about luck is where preparation meets opportunity. It's true, though. What's up, Gail? Like, and I just kind of looked at this season, and I'll be honest. When I looked at the ladies, the way they ended the season, I was actually impressed. And the way the guys finished, I was disappointed in the finish. But the upside for what Coach Ward showed me, that's a problem. Like, this team has that potential along with facilities. I think that Cookman game was a look. Like, I need somebody to literally sit down with the SWAC. And when y'all are lazy and flip the schedule and just give us this old schedule from 2025, where we start the season against Cookman in Tallahassee, move that game by like 2-3 weeks. Don't open the season with your rivals. Open the season with Valley. Nobody cares. Put that over spring break. But I'm just saying, like, and I'm just saying, I like that one. He had a couple of them though. What's that boy, the one that went to Indiana State? Like, we had some folks, man. And Hollow, I'm with you when it comes to the ladies. They did shock me against Alabama A&M. I thought that was gonna be B2A. I'm not gonna lie to you. But to get what you got, you finish out a Super It's. I think it's gonna be interesting. And I think it's just kind of put a bow on basketball, right? You got one coach where you have a certainty and another coach where there's uncertainty. And I think the coach who gives you the certainty of returning next year is obviously the one who's giving you the most upside. The scary part is the coach who gives you the most uncertainty might have shown you some upside too. And that's scary because now that's where you got to make a decision. So it's going to be very interesting to see just how this goes forward, right? Because maybe basketball wise, you close. You got something, man. Now, we got to make sure we close it out with a purpose, right? I don't know if y'all see, and I'm not trying to like just be on the rattlers and arms like that. They starting something, man. Football news, yeah, we got a recruit went out there. Keith Richmond, defensive end, 2027 prospect. The quarterback from, I believe, Atlanta. I believe he's on campus. The quarterback from Albany State is also up there. Check out Gerald Thomas, Tallahassee Democrat. Check out other friend of the show, Vaughn Wilson, HBCU Game Day, what he's been posting, just giving y'all a lot as far as FAMU football, boots on the ground. They were practicing this week. I'd be up there, but they're on spring break, so I won't be on. I'll be on campus. I'm always gonna find a reason to be on campus, but I won't be in any practices unless I see they got to practice one of them days I'm up there. Otherwise, yeah. But that's the biggest football update. I will say the Rattlers are starting something. Like, I don't know if y'all see where they got the little tailgates thing they're trying to start up. Like, I don't know if y'all saw for the spring game, the Fang Exchange got something going on. I like this. I like this. Like, the Fang Exchange is having like a little they're having a tailgate, whereas FAMU alumni or Fang Exchange members. I like it. Because that is some of the ways when you build those organizations, you build those brands that are giving back, but that's the way that you start inspiring the other groups to do stuff. Like, I've said this too long that Rattler Boost should do something simple and do something similar. And it's completely blowing my mind to see that the Rattlers in Arms are like, oh, y'all don't want that? We'll take it. We'll do it. Like, because it's a decent idea. Like, and they're bringing it to fruition. I like that. And what I really want to see us eventually get is a really decent, like, tailgate village. Like, yes, I believe it's for the spring game, but I'll be honest, I hadn't talked to Ashton Touche, so I don't know about this for sure. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is really something to see. Like, can this last during the season? Because we've pitched this idea before. I'll take y'all behind the curtain. We pitched this idea to Rattler Boosters. They were supposed to have it set up, didn't come to fruition, and we were bringing together the Super Friends. Like the FAMU Avengers were supposed to be involved in that. So, and it just became something that didn't come to fruition. Imagine being able to bring together the Avengers, bring together the people who support these organizations, but then also get the coaches involved. Like, at a certain place, we got to do some things that help us make money, right? And we have to do things that help these organizations make money, because as y'all see with Fang Exchange, Fangs Up, I don't do this for the money. Like, I need you to like, share, and subscribe. I need you to tell friends. We are about 75 people away from being in at least a monetization zone. And I know football season, when we really make cane. Like, most people watch this show during football season. Y'all watch for football. But if we can get these groups together and start doing some things that people want to go to and people want to attend, all of a sudden you're creating a vibe, you're creating an atmosphere, and you're creating places where these are things, some of the things where people want to go to. They spend a little money. And it ain't even to try to like pay none of us. It's really just to make our program better, because what are we seeing? We're on the backside of this arms race. Like, I don't know if y'all saw South Carolina State building new indoor practice facility, or they're building a new practice facility. I shouldn't say indoor, but you're seeing new weight rooms for these schools pop up. Have you seen FAMU's weight room? I'm just going to say, have you seen it? I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to speak bad about it. I'm just going to ask that simple question. I'll leave it there. Like, there's places and areas where we need to see some things. And I said it before, 80-20, I don't need the semblance of a plan. I don't need the idea of a plan. I need to follow through now. It's been 30 days. It's been 90 days. Like, we're approaching 90. What are we going to get in year one? Like, that's now becoming my question. You know, I've probably been the last one to vocally say it. And I've been very quiet and very like hyperbolic in my support. And some of it was just a need to be irrational. Some of it was a need to keep myself in a space where I could be like, I could do some things that I needed to do, and keep myself and my beliefs in politics out of it. But now I'm going to keep my politics out of it, but I can't keep my beliefs that we now need to see the first fruits of those discussions coming about. Like, what's going to be that first thing that you work on? Don't give me no $1 million plan. That's DOA. Like, I don't need $1 million plan. Give me a $10,000 problem that you can fix with a $15,000 solution. That's something, the first thing that I need to see. Like, I see the little tackling donuts. I've been talking about that for years. I saw in the video, I don't know if it was Vaughn or Gerald. They got the tackling things out there. I like it. I like seeing that. But I'll say this. I now need for you to finish fixing some of those lies that people told during that presidential process, when they were like, oh, they ain't did nothing to the stadium. And it's like, You ain't been in barracks since God knows when. Shut up. Like, you're showing your ignorance, you know. If you would have stayed quiet, you would have looked smarter. Where's a $5,000 or $10,000 problem that we can fix? Can you put banners up there for the volleyball team? I'm not asking for hundreds and thousands and $150,000, $200,000 solutions. Can you give me a $10,000 solution? Can you go to an event, say this team needs this, and barnstorm? Take your coaches with you, raise it, deliver it. That's where I'm at now. You really got a free 90 from Keith, and you got more than that. I'll be honest. Like, you got free 90 and a lot of glaze, like publicly and privately. You got some glaze. At this point now, I'm waiting on something to happen. Small, large, but something. Like, can you help the track team get the canopy put up? Can you do that? Like, that's a real question. Those are the kind of things that now the Rattlers in Arms have paid for that. I need you there to ribbon cutting ceremony, and I need you saying, hey, I helped get this done. Did you actually help get it done? But you need to at least be there. Again, get it built. They done paid for it. Get it built. Can we do something with the strength and conditioning program? Can we do something with the equipment staff? Can we get them additional support? Can we get them some things to make their job easier? And again, you can give me $10,000 problems that you fixed, because that's $10,000 worth of work you did. Because all of a sudden, guess what you just did? You just brought some goodwill from people who kind of looking at you sideways, honestly, bro. Like, can we say it and I not be a hater? They don't think you're doing the work. They think Angel Suggs doing all the work. I said it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care enough to be a yes man. Like, a lot of times, I'll toe the company line. I'll be overly exuberant. This is one of those moments. I don't care enough to not be honest. Do something that says Davis on it. That's what we need. Even if it's an idea from somebody else. Do something that says Davis. Because in every area, in every field of human endeavor, you've achieved. Whether it's been, and we always talk about within the group, the arts, the sciences, right? As a football player, you succeeded in Pahokee. As a football player, you succeeded at Florida State. In business, you succeeded in business. You did well with the Florida Lottery. You made political connections that reached the highest areas in the state of Florida. You've moved on to be FAMU's athletic director. Like, you've achieved, right? But one of the pieces of the achievement is the fruit. Like, in the next 30 days, I need something. It can be, and can I say for the people in the back, I don't care if it comes out of your pocket. How about that? Find something that's $1,000 problem. Lie about it. Go to sponsors, go to donors, go to these different groups. Say, I need some money. Can you give me some money? I'll match. And you can say, you got X amount of dollars, and we got $8,000. And what you turn around and double down and do, you put some of your own skin in the game, because you're getting $250. Getting $250,000 from FAM, something crazy like that, right? Put some skin in the game on your end. So all of a sudden, When you deliver something, you're delivering something, but it's something you also invested in. And then all of a sudden, you're going to have naysayers. It don't matter. No matter what you do, people are not going to like you. You in the Florida State, you work at FAMU. They're not going to like you. Sorry, bro. At least I'd be honest enough to tell you the truth. But what they can say is you delivered something. And now that you've delivered something, make it a habit and start going back to those same donors, just like the Rattlers in Arms, and say, hey, you gave me this money, I delivered this. And start making that your habit. And all you do is you steal from that group mentally, not physically. You take the ideas from that group. You take the ideas from the boosters. You take the ideas from the NAA, and you keep bringing the groups back in. And you keep showing them what you're doing with their money. Because all of a sudden, it looked better. Because I'll be honest with you, on social media, I see you present. When the teams win, you post. All right, this is the most interactive AD that ain't been up there acting like, Tupac. I mean, not Tupac. Diddy in a minute. All up in the video. Y'all know the rest, right? AD Davis ain't that guy. Like, he ain't all up in the video at every game. Your president, she been that Diddy stuff. She be every game. She there, skinning, grinning. But he'll tweet, hey, congratulations, proud, love it. Again, find $1,000 problem. Baseball season's going on. Buy a bucket of balls. Softball season's going on. Buy a bucket of balls. And say, hey, y'all, we need some more equipment, tennis. Buy a bucket of baseballs. Bucket of softballs. Bucket of tennis balls. And for $1,000. And say, we have donated $1,000 to non-revenue sports via equipment. You ain't got to say what it was, but you say what you gave, and then show a picture. And the picture includes $1,000 worth of equipment. And say, this is what $1,000 gets you. Imagine what $10,000 will get us. Start small and build from there. Like, I'm just saying. Now it's time to start applying the pressure. And I'm not trying to be negative about it. I'm not trying to be mean about it. But I've definitely been on the quiet side of this. And give them some space. Let them figure it out. Let them learn. We know what's kind of going on. Now this is where you got to step out. You got to pop out. So I wish the Nuke well. I'm definitely always going to support. Obvious reasons. Go to church with the guy. So, that's going to be there. But I need some stuff on FAMU that says Davis. That's what I need at this point. Because from the perspective of those who are outside looking in, everything says Suggs. It's just being real. And if that's the case, that's cool. But I'm just saying, man. And this is my part. What do you want your legacy to be? The old school Rattlers at 220 already commented about it. Actions speak louder than plans. They do. I don't. And at this point, there is no Davis legacy. There's none. It's going to sound crazy to say this. Sykes has a legacy. It's not good. Now, we can even go further back. Michael Smith has an amazing legacy at FAMU. Courtney Gaucher has a pretty good legacy at FAMU. Milton Overton, visionary legacy at FAMU. Are they names that if you're not a FAMU person, you're going to ring off the beginning of your tongue? Probably not. But if you're a FAMU person and you start talking about Milton Overton, 90% of y'all going to be like, oh, yeah, man, we didn't do him right. I start talking about Courtney, y'all going to be like, hey, but he did some stuff. You start talking about Michael Smith, hey, man, he hired winners. Like, he hired some championship coaches. You start talking about some of the other ones. Hey, this guy brought in Willie Simmons. This guy brought in Jamie Shute. They won championships. Hell, you started talking about Angela Suggs. She brought in Charlie Ward. She brought in the softball coach. Like in a year, she's left breadcrumbs. I can't call it a legacy, but she's left breadcrumbs that are still paying dividends. Like, and I shouldn't even say breadcrumbs. She sowed into FAMU in ways that are still benefiting FAMU athletics, right? I can't say that about you yet. And did he hire Bill? No, that was a Suggs hire. Nah, that was Suggs' personal relationship from them knowing each other because Suggs' daughter plays softball. So I don't want to like tell too much of that, but as far as business wise, but yeah, AD Suggs, her daughter's playing collegiate softball now. But new bowling coach, another Suggs hire, fixing the bowling program. So which side of this are you going to be on? Are you going to be a Michael Smith? I'll put Angel Suggs in the middle. I can't put her all the way to that side yet. I think her coaching hires warrant her being close to that side, but I'll let that slide. Overton, Gaucher, or are you going to be on the other side of this? Are you going to be on that Tiffany John Sykes? Not a good legacy. Kellen Winslow, terrible legacy. Are you going to be on that side of this? And it's coming in these first 30 days, 90 days, honestly, because at this point, you've been here almost 6 months. Started in November, pretty much. You got named on J5. So month number 3, what side of this are you going to be on? And I think the way to attach this is what we call in education chunking. Chunk this up. Pick small things, accomplish those small things, and then as you accomplish those small things, let that lead up to big things. Because I'm telling you right now, what you can't do and what you're not going to do is do another round of restorative strike. That was a one-time get. You can't do that every 2 or 3 months. That's not a thing. Restorative strike is honestly, a once a year thing now. I make that a once a year thing. But what's going to be your deliverable? And yes, Hollow, you're not wrong. And which she now? So you gotta make sure. We've had a few female ADs. But I think just kind of going forward, right? When you're looking at this, and as we kind of finish this out, I'm looking at AD Davis to see what's your small things that you can provide and that you can say that you're working on. I don't need the semblance and idea of a plan. We've seen that when somebody has a plan that they're working on that's not actually real, what that turns into versus, Suggs, fired. Versus when you have an actionable plan that can be executed, we see the difference. And I think going forward, we're going to need some plans and we need some follow through now. So you've been here 3 months. Key's been nice. You can't say I've said nothing off. But now I ain't saying the gloves are off, but the expectations to increase because I've talked to you on the show before, and on the show, I was honest. I was celebrating your life accomplishments, but now you're the athletic director at FAMU. I need you to do things for FAMU that show your business acumen, but that also show that you weren't just given a handout by a friend. And that's just being the real part of me. Like now, and granted, you ain't nothing to prove to me as a person. But what I'm saying as an athletic director, now we need something tangible. And if we don't get it, that's where the murmurs start. Because I'll say it once, I'll say it twice. FAMU people are fickle. And when you come out the gate and we don't like you, you see what Mark is going through. Like, I'm gonna stop. You see what she's going through. That ain't all her fault. Some of it is. Like, just is what it is. And when it comes to FAMU, give us something deliverable. Because right now, I haven't seen enough. And I need more. And this may need to be a good time. Hey, Marvin did that little video, first 100 days in office. It might be a great time for a first 100 days in office. And the beauty of this is, in your first 100 days, you got a championship. So you can't even play like, oh, well, no. Track gave you a championship. I would do a video with them real quick. Like, get somebody on that and say, hey, first 100 days at FAMU, Quinn Gray. I brought Quinn Gray home. Whether you did or didn't, I know. I know the truth. But you can always take credit for it. I'm just saying. We won a championship. The basketball team, you didn't hire the guy, but they're doing good. Like, celebrate the wins that happened while you were here, whether they were your responsibility or not. It happened under your watch. And that's where we need you to go. That's where Keith needs you to go. I need you to show your work. So you had 90 days plus to figure it out. Hopefully you've talked to your constituents. You figured this out. But I'm just saying, I need more. And he has 1 year deal, and we are 3 months. And what he's actually done to make Rattler Nation happy. Let Charlie Ward coach. Let the track coach. Stay out of the way of the Quinn Gray deal. I mean, you asking real questions, Joel. And to be honest with you, I can't say he's done anything to make us happy, but he hadn't done anything to make me annoyed either. But now, I know you're only here for a year. I know you're not going to stay. Okay. I shouldn't say I know. I don't believe you're going to stay. This ain't a 10-year deal for you, in my opinion. Do something that leaves an impact. That's why I say small things. $1,000 here. Have 10 things that cost $1,000 that you can fix. Can we get Marva some new kids? Y'all gonna leave my president alone? Look, y'all folks ain't good for nothing, boy. I will say this though. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all ain't said nothing about that lady hair in like a good 2 months. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all ain't said nothing about hair or makeup in about a month. Congratulations, FAMU people. You doing better in life. Claim the new strength and conditioning coach from the Dolphins. I like that, man. I was sick of that suit. It's nice though. I ain't gonna lie, like she got a couple fits, man. Like she be out there strutting though, man. Like she be over there strutting like she modeling. I'm like, I get it, you want them girls with the pearls, but sometimes she be, like, ma'am, we ain't gotta do all that. All right, y'all. We're gonna take next Sunday off, man. So we will enjoy our spring break. So we'll catch y'all the following week. And y'all already know, man. Look, whew, April we will be back on our 2-show schedule, depending on what my school schedule says. Because look, my brothers, I'm being greedy. I'm going back to school. Yeah, I'm going back to school. I want them. I want them to let us find my name. So look, for everybody here at HBCU Digital Network, man. Look, enjoy your spring break. Enjoy your time. If you are in Tallahassee on Tuesday, Cookman is playing FSU. I wouldn't be surprised if it's upset. I don't think it will be, but it wouldn't blow me away if Cookman put up a good fight. FAMU will be out of town for everything. That's why I'm not going to any FAMU stuff on the hill. Definitely sad about that. But we got some missions, some things to finish up, man. So it's gonna be some good times. And look, after spring break, we'll be back here. I'll put it out there, man, and we'll put the recruiting information up there, man. Look, again, for everybody here at HBCU Digital Network, host of the show, Keith Hadley, right here. You already know what's up. What it's always gonna be. Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, how